Going live in less than 30.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Getting your work week started right by stretching out your vagina holes with the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Do you understand that you must wash your hands and keep your social distance from one another? We have all been told that we must stay at home and venture outside only when it's essential. But if I run out of TP, what if someone coughs on me? It's all been such a fuss dealing with this virus. Corona sounds like fear, so let's say kung flu. I went to see the doc to test just what I got. He said I have no fever turning me down. So I went to see the nurse. She said things could be worse. I took a look around. I have to say I doubt it. And when will people go insane? Running out of things to blame. With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like fear, so let's say kung flu. Grasping for control, so you better stay home. What if I run out of TP? What if someone coughs on me? With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like fear, so let's say kung flu.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. All up in your face from outer space, broadcasting from the other side of planet chaos as we scream through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds, or at least talk really loud in the back row while people are trying to listen to the next set of rules about how to socially distance properly. Anyway, broadcasting you live on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. And then in replay and syndication around the world on many fine stations. For instance, WRPR Rat Pack Radio, United Sounds Choice Radio, 97.1 KGSB-FM Get Smashed Radio, Western Reserve Digital Radio, and of course, 920 WON The Apple in New York City. That's right. In New York City. It's the only way I can go to New York right now and not get the Rona. I know, it's a serious thing. And you shouldn't be joking about this stuff, Alien Stone. It's a serious thing. I know it's a serious thing. And if everybody just stops being funny and stops trying to make light of things, then we're just going to spiral down. You know what I mean? We're just going to spiral to the ground. We've got to take the time away from being serious and sad and angry to be entertained and to laugh and to have a good time. So that's what we're going to do today, okay? We're going to play some music for your Vajir holes. We're going to talk about silly things. And, of course, yes, we are. We can't help it. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room, the one that's got us all in our houses and shutting down the whole planet. Of course, we have to talk about it because all the news stories that I have to choose from, all of them, they're all Rona-related. And nobody's reporting on anything other than the Rona. Think about that for a minute. What's going on in the world right now that we're not knowing because everybody is looking at the same thing. Nobody's looking at anything else. It's a magic trick, you know? What's going on in this hand, okay? You don't know because I've shown you this hand. So, see? I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's fake because it ain't. It's for real. It's a real deal. But we got to keep our mind and eyes on everything, not just the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's start things off with Today in History.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
Let's take a look at this day in history.
April 13th, 1970.
Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main B bus audible.
Apollo 13 is crippled on its way to the moon when a tank containing liquid oxygen bursts in its command module. The 3 astronauts on board are forced to return to Earth, relying on their lunar module as a lifeboat in space. 1743. Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence and America's 3rd president, is born in the Virginia colony. 1986. In Rome, Pope John Paul II becomes the first pontiff to officially visit a synagogue. It's one of John Paul's most visible moves to improve the Catholic Church's relationship with Jews. 1964. Sidney Poitier is the first black performer in a leading role to win an Oscar for his role in Lilies of the Field. And 1997.
It's something that I've always dreamt of. I think any golfer who's a kid has always dreamt of playing the Masters and winning it, and I was able to do that.
21-year-old Tiger Woods becomes the youngest player to win the Masters tournament. Woods is also the first person of either African American or Asian heritage to win the Masters. Today in history, April 13th. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
All right, folks, now it's time to squish some music into your Vajir holes. And we're going to start things off with the Creeping Chaos this morning. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
It's a sad state of affairs, don't you see? And to witness it brings me to tears. The sand through the glass flows quicker than fast as the minutes turn to hours, then years. It's a short, short life, and we're flung in face first, born with a foot in the grave, bound to the block, awaiting the chop. We live our lives under a bleed. Stomped it by events of this world that was spawned out of catastrophe. But reason and rhyme aren't always on time, and accidents happen like me. Yeah, it's you, know you, that sets yourself free when the lights finally rusted away. And you never ever again will be fettered beneath the cold smile of the blade.
Bang. Boy, you that girl with you, yes, the one in the same.
Now you can see it coming. Hell
this week's Bad Movie Flashback.
No. Please. No.
Across this great nation, almost everyone has been affected in one way or another by this terrible tomato onslaught. Mrs. Williams, I understand your husband is missing.
Yes,
Do you think he's dead?
Well,
Will you miss him?
Well,
Will you marry again? What if he's laying in a ditch somewhere, with both his legs broken, calling your name? You will have to find another man, you know. You're no spring chicken.
Lives are shattered. The nation is in chaos. Death and destruction sweeps the country. Foursquare Productions presents perhaps the funniest film ever made.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. This is the incredible story of the world's ultimate disaster. Vicious man-eating tomatoes grow to monstrous proportions. Faced with this unprecedented menace, the president calls upon Mason Dixon, special agent. Join Mason Dixon in a race against time as he battles to save the world from the threat of nature's perfect eating machine, the Killer Tomato.
Tomato.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen anything like it.
Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Less commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Awesome!
Welcome back to the Attack, everybody. Usually I say, here I am getting you your work day started. No, I'm just waking you up off the couch from last night's falling asleep session during some late night television that you've already seen. I'm pretty sure. We've seen everything, people. We've watched everything on Netflix. The only thing I haven't watched is the thing everyone else has watched because I don't care. And that's the Tiger King, whatever. Don't care. I've heard all the stories. I already know the entire thing now. Okay? Got a lot of money, got a lot of meth. Supposedly killed somebody or tried to have somebody killed. Owns a lot of tigers. Gets arrested, goes to jail. There's every episode, all done. Anyway, right now everybody's going, oh my God, I love the Tiger King. What's wrong with you? Yeah, well, you probably also watched Game of Thrones, right? I don't watch that either. To each his own. I watched The Walking Dead. Most of you people are going, oh, that sucks. I ain't gonna watch The Walking Dead. You know what? Fear the Walking Dead got quickly shoved under the carpet from me. I watched it for almost 2 seasons. Gave up on it. Why? Because I watch television. I don't read it. Okay? Too many subtitles. Can't see the zombies eating people because I'm too busy reading them screaming about it. Okay? Didn't like it. Then I saw there was a new series coming out. What is it? World of the Walking Dead or World After the Afterworld or something like that. It's supposed to be about how the kids grew up in the aftermath of the zombie apocalypse. And I was like, oh, I don't want to see this. But now I found out I have to see it because it ties in the whole thing of where Rick went. They sucked me in. Now, as long as they don't put subtitles, I'll watch it. And as long as they don't make it crappy like Charmed or something because it's about kids. Whatever. Enough of this nonsense. Anyway, we're going to avoid certain subjects today. We're going to have to talk about
Coronavirus!
Eventually. Because there's nothing we can do about it, right? Like, what's the newest thing? Here in Michigan, everybody lost their freaking minds. Somebody says something and you just take it and start filling in the blanks on your own. Okay? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. our governor, the Gretsch, okay, the Gretsch, she decided that to further our restrictions was that if we were to go to, say, Walmart to get our necessities, there are certain areas of the store we are no longer allowed to go in because the things in those areas are not considered to be essentials. Now, the reason why is they don't want people walking around in those parts of the store, bumping shoulders and all that kind of stuff. I understand closing down certain areas, less people walking around. I get it. But some people don't get it. They think that what has happened is, like, for instance, you go to the Walmart and the gardening section is blocked off. You can't go through the gardening section. So if you're going there to get your topsoil, if you're going there to get Roundup or shovels or rakes or anything for your gardening needs, you're not going to be able to go into that section, grab what you need, go over, ring it up, and leave, okay? Those are not essential items. They are in blocked off areas of the store. You can't go in there. Even if you went in to get groceries, which is the way it was up to that point. If you went in to get groceries, let's say you had milk, cheese, eggs, cereal, and some meat in the cart, there was no problem with you stopping off on the electronics section on the way through and grabbing a video game to play while you're in quarantine at home eating all the groceries that you just bought. Okay? Well, now certain areas are blocked off. Can't get them at the store. So people, of course, immediately fill in the blanks. Gardening has been banned. We are not allowed to mow our lawns. We are not allowed to grow stuff in our backyard. We are not allowed, not allowed, not allowed. What you're not allowed to do, according to what the Gretsch said, what you're not allowed to do is go to the store in person, walk down the aisle, pick up these items, then take them to the register and buy them. It does not say that you cannot purchase these items online, have them delivered to your house, go out in your backyard, and garden. Doesn't say that. Nowhere does it say that you cannot garden. It says you cannot go in physically where you can breathe upon people and pick up this stuff. Also, things can be ordered on through the phone or whatever, and you can do curbside pickup. A lot of places, even smaller places like ACO and Ace Hardware, they're doing this too. They're open for business. They're open for business. They are carrying the items that you're not allowed to go to get at the bigger stores. Why? Because they don't carry groceries there. So you're going to go over to Walmart to get your groceries. Why? Because we want people who are getting groceries to be able to get groceries without having to be swamped by a lot of extra people that aren't necessary to be there at the time. So if you want to get your gardening supplies, call ACO, call Ace, tell them what you need, and they will have it ready for you. You pull up, it's curbside service, bam, you pay for it, you take your stuff, you put it in your trunk, boom, you go home and you garden. Okay? That's how that works. Same thing with Home Depot. Same thing with Lowe's. You can't go in the store, but you can obtain the items. Now, what I have heard and has kind of thrown me off quite a bit here, and I'm not really sure where this is coming from. I don't have any information on this. And if you have information, 313-444-8919. I was told that actually seeds by themselves were banned before this happened, and this is a perplexing thing to me. This I don't understand. I don't understand why seeds would be banned, other than the purchasing of them in a store. Okay, not seeds themselves being banned, but the physical representation of your human self within the domicile to pick up the items amongst other human beings. That's the part that was banned. So I would assume that dollarseed.com, companies like this, you would still be able to contact, order your seeds and all this kind of stuff, have it come to your house. But, like I said, I'm getting conflicting information that planting seeds, or not planting seeds, but obtaining seeds, straight out, just having them, selling them at all was banned, which is perplexing to me, and I haven't heard this other than a few unsubstantiated stories. I haven't seen anything official. So if you have more word on that, then by all means, give me a call, 313-444-8919. And in the meantime, Monster by Nikki Taylor will be the music that I cram into your vajir holes. And it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Running and acting like someone else.
and welcome to Man Law. I'm your host, Judge Man. I know you've been sworn in. I've read your complaints and your emails. The first case up on the docket today comes from Shaniqua from Mississippi. Shaniqua writes, Judge Man, I have been dating a man for 4 months now. We go to romantic dinners, the theater, camping, and even horseback riding. But after 4 months, I still haven't met his mother or any of his friends. I know he loves me, and I love him. So my question is, why won't he let me in? Well, Shaniqua, in the words of Chris Rock, if you have been dating a man for 4 months and you haven't met any of his friends, you are not his girlfriend. I'm just saying, you might be a side piece. And now today's list of things real men should never ever do. Real men never read the expiration date on milk cartons before buying them. How long do you plan on hanging on to a half a gallon of freaking milk? Drink it! Number 2, real men don't get belly button rings. Seriously, dude, I'm just saying. Belly button ring today, cover of Vanity Fair tomorrow. Number 3, real men never take dick pics of themselves or anyone else for that matter. The male genitalia is a beast of necessity. We don't need to see it. Number 4, real men never join clubs just to impress a chick. I'm not going to freaking meetings to hook up with a chick I get bang after a night of tequila shooters. And number 5, real men should never ever wear clothing with cartoon characters on them. Dude, how are you supposed to get with the ladies when you show up with Tweety Bird on your chest? This has been Man Law. I'm Judge Man, and I have ruled.
Yeah! And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The National Weather Service has confirmed several damaging storms and tornadoes overnight across Georgia. Multiple reports say at least 5 people in northwest Georgia's Murray County have been killed by the storms. Several more people have been injured. From member station WABE, Lily Oppenheimer has more.
Meteorologists say a tornado was confirmed in the Atlanta area around 2:30 a.m., but the danger is not over. The tornado watch remains in effect for eastern Georgia. Georgians can still expect to see damaging winds with gusts up to 35 miles per hour statewide until 10 a.m. The National Weather Service warns that winds can blow unsecured objects and tree limbs. Thousands more could be without power later this morning. For NPR News, I'm Lily Oppenheimer in Atlanta.
Meanwhile, 6 people have been killed in Mississippi by severe weather, and governors in Alabama and Louisiana have also declared states of emergency because of the severe storms. The National Weather Service has issued tornado watches from Florida up to Virginia. Fresh tornado warnings are now posted in several states, including North Carolina. 1 month ago today, President Trump declared a state of national emergency because of the coronavirus pandemic. Flanked by leaders from the nation's largest retailers and medical testing companies, the president promised to mobilize public and private resources to tackle the crisis. But the promises he made that day have not added up. NPR's Tim Mack has more.
NPR's investigation team dug into each of the claims that President Trump made on March 13th. But rather than a sweeping campaign of screening, drive-through testing, and lab processing, it found a smattering of small pilot projects and aborted efforts. Trump introduced a series of leaders from national retailers that day, saying they were in discussions to open drive-through testing sites in critical areas. 1 month later, only 8 drive-through testing sites have opened. The president also promised a website from Google integrating information on screening, testing, and results. The website never happened. Ultimately, the president's broad promises on the day he declared a national emergency have not come true. Tim Mack, NPR News, Washington.
The World Oil Cartel, OPEC, and other major oil producers have agreed to reduce oil production. This cut will remove more than 10 million barrels per day from oil markets. NPR's Peter Kenyon says this is the largest cut in oil since the oil cartel was formed.
The cut was all but agreed upon last week, but objections from Mexico held up the final announcement. Oil prices rose on news of the production cuts, but analysts say the cuts in supply are probably not deep enough to sustain higher prices for long, as the coronavirus pandemic continues to reduce demand.
NPR's Peter Kenyon reporting. You're listening to NPR News from Washington.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cooling. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Oh, honey, what a wonderful surprise. A dozen roses and chocolates, a candlelit dinner, and now champagne and strawberries by the fire. You're so romantic.
What do you say we get a little closer?
Igor? That's right, Igor here with the final ingredient for love.
Igor's lube?
Nothing gets things moving and grooving like my lube, and it prevents chafing. Thanks, Igor. And don't forget, Igor's lube now comes in cherry, mint, and salmon flavor.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow. You have been beamed aboard the mothership.
Everybody crazy?
Stretching out your vagina hole. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919. Just a few questions.
That's right. It is time for just a few questions. We have established that 1 is 1, 2 is a couple, 3 is a few, and we have just a few questions. Are you ready, sir?
All set, baby.
You know, you really like it when we have guests. That way you're not...
No, and it's funny. I'm working right now on getting a few of the guys to come on May 20th.
So we can make them answer just a few
We'll make
questions.
them answer just a few questions. And some of them have answered a few questions, but we'll make them do it again.
Gotcha.
It's our ship. We'll do what we want, right?
That's right.
All right, what you got?
Let's see how this one works out this week.
Cool.
Just a few questions. Number 1. Question number 1.
Question number 1.
You are an old-timey villain.
I like it already.
And after a long black and white silent film battle, you have captured 4 of your enemies. Using people that you know. People that you know. Who did you A, tie to the railroad tracks?
Oh, shit.
B, tied to a rocket and blast into space? C, tied to a stack of dynamite and blow up? Or D, let go because despite them being your arch nemesis, you owe them in some way? Wow, it's a thinker.
So I have to think of people of who I would do this to?
Right, so people that you know.
Okay. Who I would... What was the... Okay, what was the first one?
Who are you going to tie to the railroad tracks?
People that I know that I want to tie... My villains.
You're the villain.
I'm the villain.
You're the villain.
So I'm just going to
Who do you want to tie to the railroad tracks?
Oh, my gosh, dude. Okay. I'm not going to use names.
Okay.
Okay, because I can't.
All right.
But can I say work person A?
Okay.
I can be more specific. I can be like...
we can always turn on, like, well, I don't know if we could turn on your a voice changer or something.
Maybe.
Hey, yeah. It's not really me talking anymore. Because it doesn't sound like me, so it's not me.
Can we do that?
All right, you can say work person A.
Okay.
So you're going to make it easy. They're going to say work person A.
Work person A, it's going to be. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, but well, think about the cool answers, though. Like, who would you tie to a rocket and blast into space?
Okay, that would be Marcy.
No! You got names now.
Okay, I'll give you names. I don't care.
All right, so you tie her to the rocket and blast her into space.
I tie her to the rocket and put her in outer space just because nobody can hear her in outer space.
Oh, got you.
Now I'm going to go, yeah.
There's your reasoning.
Okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Okay,
now
what was
you
the
got
first?
it.
What was number one again?
Number one was who do you want to tie to the railroad tracks?
Is there a train coming?
Of course.
Okay, I'm going to tie Emily to the train.
Emily
because
is tied to the train.
I think that she could stop the train if she was in front of the train.
she could derail it.
She could derail the train.
Gotcha.
Okay,
and
what's
then
three?
you're going to put Marcy in space.
Marcy in space.
So nobody can hear her.
Yup.
And then 3, tied to a stack of dynamite and blown up.
Oh. I'm going to say my ex-girlfriend, Brenda.
Your ex-girlfriend, Brenda. You're going to tie her to the dynamite and blow her up.
Yep, blow her up.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yep.
That's healthy.
Yep.
And the final one is, who are you going to let go because despite them being your arch nemesis, you owe them in some way? It's a love ship kind of thing.
I see. That's a tough one. I would have to say one of my brothers, if not both of them. Can it be a duo?
Sure.
I'd say my brothers then.
All right. So there you go. There you have it.
Oh, look at me being all sentimental right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's done. What's question number 2?
Question number 2. Question number 2 is, during a spelunking trip overseas...
A spelunking trip?
you are caught in a cave-in. The people trapped with you are Chevy Chase, Adele, Betty White, Larry the Cable Guy, Courtney Love, Larry King, and Shaq. Okay, they were on the spelunking trip with you. You're all stuck in the cave now, caved in. After a week, you have to start making decisions. Who do you choose for each of these? A, who do you choose to be in charge of digging and debris removal?
Shaq.
Shaq. That's a good answer. If I had the ding, 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 I'd give you that, man. Ding, 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 ding. I got a little one. Wait, hands up.
You got a little ding?
Apparently so.
I got a small ding.
A little ding. Hey, it works out that way.
Okay. So digging a hole?
It's Shaq.
That'd be Shaq.
Because he's going to lift all the heavy rocks.
He's big.
He's like a bulldozer of a person.
And he should, yeah.
So, B, who is going to be in charge of setting up your new government? Because you're going to be there forever. So who's going to set up the new government?
Who are my things again?
Your choices are Chevy Chase, Adele, Betty White, Larry the Cable Guy, Courtney Love, Larry King, and Shaq.
I'm going to say Larry King's going to be the setting up government.
Good answer, good answer, good answer, good answer.
Yep.
Because he would know the most about it.
Exactly.
Very good.
Even though he doesn't know the most about it.
Right.
You know.
he would be the most qualified.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He would be most qualified to not know anything about it.
Yep.
Okay. C. Who would be the first to be eaten?
Oh, man.
Again, you have Chevy Chase, Adele, Betty White.
Adele.
Thank you. Yep. She would feed the most.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Keep everybody doing their jobs.
That's right. Everybody has their job that they can do. She's not going to sing. It's not going to...
Exactly. That's all I'm going to know her for, so, yeah.
And now, finally, who is in charge of procreation?
Out of the 3 that are left?
Because you have to continue, right? So
it's obviously got to be Courtney Love, right? Who am I going to put her with?
Or Betty White.
Well, here's what we can do. The remainders would have to be in charge of that. Everybody else would be in charge of that. So you got Courtney Love and Betty White, but who would I put with Courtney Love and who would I put with Betty White?
Well, Betty White, let's be honest, okay? She's not going to do very much good.
That's true.
As far as procreation.
All right, so Courtney Love.
I mean...
And she's probably not either. I'm sure all the stuff that she's done in her past have destroyed that.
Right. It's wrecked.
It's right.
It's wrecked.
No signs of...
But she is probably, I guess she would have to be the one. But then everybody would die of syphilis anyway.
That's true.
Or something.
I think her and Larry the Cable Guy would be a funny thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Larry the Cable Guy and Courtney Love, because you would obviously need 2, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, there you go.
So they're in charge. Question number 3.
Question number 3.
Oh my God, it was over, right? No, it's not.
No, I thought that was a lot of questions, a lot of things to think about.
Yeah. You go on a camping.
You're going on a camping trip.
Go on a camping trip with friends. You do a lot of drinking the first night and get completely smashed. The next morning, you wake up face down with your ass in the air and your pants around your ankles. Do you A, ask your friends what happened the night before? B, kill everyone on the campsite, leaving no witnesses? C, remain silent for 20 years before coming forward with a Me Too campaign? Or D, want to go camping?
It would be B.
B. Kill everybody in the campground.
Maybe ask a few questions before I do it. I might interrogate a couple of people. Be like,
ask the questions while they're tied to a burning log.
What do you know? Right? And that would be the question to everyone. What do you know? No, you know something. What do you know? Nope. You're lying to me. You're done. And then just go on down the line.
Oh man. How do you like that?
I can accept those just a few questions. You made me think a lot, though, dude.
Yeah, this time.
And then try to remember people's.
Yeah, see? I put a little of it on you.
Yeah.
Got complicated this week.
You did. It was just a few questions with a twist.
All right, that was just a few questions. And now some music for your ear holes. Rain with Nightmare. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Mancast from Outer Space.
Control me.
me. Control me.
Their idea was, okay, well, we'll put this big booth, and in order to get into the airport, you have to go through this booth. No, it's not scanning you. What it is doing, though, is it's sending out an RF signal. And if you, by chance, have an explosive device on you, boom, Vinny, it blows it up. Are you going to go through this room?
I'm not going to go through the room unless I take the explosive device off.
Exactly. No more bombs on the plane.
Boom goes the dynamite.
It can't blow you up unless you have a bomb on you when you enter. I think it's a great idea.
I don't know. I like it, but it just seems too good to be true. I don't know. There's going to be some human rights group that's going to have a problem with this, is what I'm saying.
It can't blow you up unless you have a bomb on you, though, which means you were intending on blowing up other people.
You're the bomb, dude.
And we told you before you got in. You know, it's not like we're going, hey, step in this room. There's Cheetos.
You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vagir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
Oh, yes, we are quickly approaching the end of hour number 1 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Got you for 3 hours, folks. That's right, it's a 3-hour tour as we scream through the galaxy at triple redunculous speeds. But do not worry, the gravitational plates are gravitating, the inertia canceller is canceling, the deflector array is just not paying any attention to the coronavirus numbers. You know what I'm saying? They're just not paying attention to them anymore. I'm not paying attention either because I can't seem to find... all of a sudden, the thing I've been hitting this whole time. There it is.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Oh, man. Everybody's got to be a soundbite now, right? Everybody's got to be a soundbite.
12 to 2, I'll be with you. Alien X Radio.
This is Donnie from the Creeping Cast. Anyway, as I said, we are just about up against our next break here. We'll bring you some more news. This time will be from the Fox News report. As I said, you know, I got a call last week saying, hey, why do you play NPR News? Because they're, you know, only all the way to one side. And my response to that was, I play NPR News, I play AP News, and I play Fox News. The reason why is because now we have hit the left, the right, and the middle, all across the board. All the lies have been told. All the truth has been told. Now it's up to you to sift through it, find what smells like bullcrap, flush it down the toilet, take what you think is real, then investigate it and find out that the 10% of what they said was actually true, and then fill in all the blanks from your own research. Is that how it works now in media? I'm pretty sure that's the way we got to do it now. I said it before, I'll say it again, folks. Do not trust any information that is pre-packaged, prepared, and fluffed up for you, and then presented or spoon-fed to you by any organization, because nobody does that anymore to inform people. They do it with an agenda. Everybody. There's always a spin on everything. Even people who tell the truth all the time, they tell the truth a little more truthfully the way they want to. You know what I'm saying? Omitting things. Oh, I'm not lying. I just didn't say this. Same thing. You're a reporter. Taking a short break. Pause the action for station identification. We'll be back with more of the attack after this, so go nowhere.
We're starting to get paid. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. All that money approved by Congress to help us with the economic fallout from the coronavirus is being direct deposited. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, the first wave of stimulus checks hit bank accounts over the weekend, with more expected over the coming days. People who haven't used e-file for their tax returns can expect to see paper checks starting next month. The checks are based on income, with those making less than $75,000 getting $1,200 per person, $2,400 per couple, and $500 per child. Checks are smaller for those with higher incomes, phasing out at $99,000. Dave?
Now, Rachel, Congress is still at a standstill on making more money available for small business loans. Republicans want to bill just for that. Democrats want extra money for hospitals and local governments as well. Senator Chris Coons just told Fox.
Most states, most hospitals are seeing record shortfalls. We should be doing both.
A big question remains. How soon can we reopen things and relax social distancing stay-home orders? That depends on the virus. We're up to 557,000 cases in the U.S., more than 22,000 people have died. But Dr. Anthony Fauci on the White House task force says he's encouraged by slowing hospitalization rates.
And if you look at the patterns of the curves in other countries, once you turn that corner, hopefully we'll see a very sharp decline. And then you can start thinking about how we can keep it that way.
He told CNN State of the Union maybe we could think of easing next month in some areas. It's been a stormy morning in Georgia, where early this morning a tree fell on a house, killing a man in Cartersville. One of a dozen deaths the past 2 days as storms spawned tornadoes.
Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves calling a state of emergency this after a strong storm slammed his state. 6 people were killed in 3 counties near the state line with Louisiana. The mayor of Monroe, Louisiana, says 200 to 300 homes and businesses were destroyed or damaged.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
Aha! I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Oh my God. What have I done? What have I done?
Look at the turning wheel.
The Alignment, the latest CD from the Creeping Chaos, featuring Dead in the Water. Dead in the water. Beg for mercy and Under the Blade. We live our lives under a blade. Available now at iTunes, CD Baby, and Rock of Ages in Garden City.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Do you understand that you must wash your hands and keep your social distance from one another? We have all been told that we must stay at home and venture outside only when it's essential. Coronavirus! But if I run out of TP, what if someone coughs on me? It's all been such a fuss dealing with this virus. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu. Coronavirus! I went to see the doc to test just what I got. He said I have no fever turning me down. Coronavirus! So I went to see the nurse. She said things could be worse. I took a look around. I had to say I doubt it. And when will people go insane? Running out of things to blame. Coronavirus! With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu. Coronavirus! Grasping for control, so you better stay home. What if I run out of TP? What if someone coughs on me? With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu. Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
All right, everybody, welcome. It's hour number 2 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. Broadcasting you live on alienxradio.com, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, as well as Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Head on over to YouTube and check out the Alien X Radio YouTube channel. And over on Facebook, you can find the Alien X Radio fan group. Join both of those, subscribe, and of course you'll be right up in the front of the line there when it's time to beam you aboard the mothership each and every week. Also, perhaps you're listening on one of our fantastic affiliate stations that are playing us in syndication and replay around the world. Fantastic stations like 920 WON The Apple in New York City, New York. Pure Rock Radio in Canada. Mile High Radio in Colorado. And K98 in Pennsylvania. So anyway, wherever you're listening, remember you can always call me here at the station at 1-313-444-8919. Again, that's 1-313-444-8919. Or you can use Skype, and you can contact me through Alienstone1. That's all one word, Alienstone. The number 1, don't spell out 1, you would be wrong. It's the number 1, Alienstone1. That's how you avoid all those charges by using your Skype. Anyway, that being said, we're trying to make fun out of, the horrible situation that we're in. So, I could be just depressed and sitting on my couch and not doing a show. But no, I'm going to be out here. I'm going to be making fun of stuff. I'm going to try to make you laugh. I'm always inappropriate. So even, if I happen to offend somebody, guess what? If there was no coronavirus, I'd still be offending you probably. So I would just do it in a different way. I'm just saying. And then if you're easily offended, the attack is not the show for you. So anyway, I'm going to throw some music into your vajir holes as I prepare hour number 2. There's going to be more man law. There's going to be more just a few questions, more skits, and more funny stuff, as well as your calls here on the station, no matter what station it is that you're listening around the world. So go ahead and open up those vajir holes. Here comes Rusty Boilers by Rusty Boilers on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
There is a place in the desert where the rain sounds very nervy, knocking and dripping, knocking and dripping. As tears are gathered through rusty, broken thoughts, and it fills up, and it fills up. Rusty boilers and the walls lie down, coated in wonder and yellowish brown. The joy they make up, desert oblivion, lasting forever in cosmic mobility. It's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Rusty boilers tend to conceal love to people that the desert appeal. With silent tears they sacrifice for peace, a beautiful house and a good night's kiss. And it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Gotta be on the road at night. Two people, silence and tears, of overload and freezing fear. And it's dripping, knocking and dripping. Yeah, it's dripping, knocking and dripping.
All the movies that are made in Japan have monsters in them. Monsters are just taking care of business on Tokyo, boy. They just, woo, you know. And like it makes me wonder, like, what would be a Japanese insurance commercial over there in Japan? Can you imagine a widow trying to collect on her husband's policy? Tell me once again, Mrs. Okachaba, how did Hideo die? Well, he was bitten in half by Godzilla. Oh, that is most unfortunate, because as I see by your policy, he was only covered for Rodan and the giant behemoth.
Cause you any sorrow, and I'm to cause you any pain. I'm the one times you laughing. Only want to see you laughing. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laughing in the purple rain, and I wanna be your weekend love. I wanna be some kind of friend. Baby, I can steal you from another. Such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you bathing in the purple rain. Oh yeah, I know, times have changed. It's time we all reach out for you, and I need you too. Say you won't leave, but you can't make up your mind. You better close it. You better close it. Purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain.
Texas Spicy Meatball.
Here's this week's bad movie flashback.
No. Please. No.
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
There is a hidden world where ancient evil weaves a modern mystery.
What's going on here? Is this some kind of
Magic. The darkest magic. It's where Big Trouble was waiting for Jack Burton.
Who? Jack Burton. Me.
Jack?
They told him to go to hell.
You make one move.
And that's just where he's going.
There are many mysteries, many unanswerable questions, even in a life as short as yours.
My destiny rests in your capable hands. Hey, I'll do my best. This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang. 1, 2, 3. We may be trapped. Total concentration. Safety. Oh, yeah. You ready, Jack? I was born ready.
20th Century Fox presents Kurt Russell in John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China.
Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos, directly into your Vajir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space. You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com.
Yeah, everybody, we are fully engorged with the attack. The attack of the Monday Morning Madcaster from outer space, in your face, broadcasting from the other side of Planet Chaos. Live on Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network, as well as fine affiliates in replay and syndication around the world. This portion of the show, as every portion of the show, is being brought to you by Freedom Heating and Cooling. Check them out on Facebook. Look for them at Freedom Heat Cool. You can also email them at freedomheatcool@gmail.com. So, hey, by the way, they are staying in service through this entire pandemic crap. So if you have any immediate service needs, they will be able to service whatever it is that you need to have done. Heating, cooling, and even hot water tanks. So once again, it's Freedom Heating and Cooling. More music for the Vajiros on the way, more news, and of course, a weekly sports update brought to you by Alien X Radio's own crack sports reporter. No, he doesn't do crack. Talking about the prospect. He'll be coming up here pretty soon. He's an amazing reporter because he's able to report on something that isn't happening anymore. Well, I guess that's not really that amazing because CNN's been reporting on stuff that hasn't happened for a long time now. Anyway, we're going to put some more music into your Vajir holes here. If you want to give me a call at 1-313-444-8919. Them's the numbers, 1-313-444-8919. Perhaps you want to just talk about funny stuff, that's fine. You want to talk about funny movies, that's cool. You want to talk about music, that's cool. Maybe you want to talk about coronavirus! Everybody else is, right? Are you mad because you can't garden? Well, you can garden. You're just mad because you think you can't garden. You're just not allowed to go to the store and buy the stuff. We've already established that. That is, of course, according to the rules here in Michigan, set forth by our governor, the Gretch. That's right. Somebody told me that the other day. They were like, hey, we're going to refer to her as the Gretch. I was like, from now on, I can't unhear that, and I will never unsay it. She is the Gretch moving forward. Anyway, music for the Vajir holes. I've been switching up the music a lot. I played some heavy metal. I played some hard rock. I played some country stuff. I played some kind of R&B kind of stuff, and that's what I'm going to do right now is play some kind of uplifting, funky kind of stuff. I don't really know what to call this kind of music. It's happy sounding music. Under My Skin is the name of tune by Poindexter on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Am I wasting my youth, swimming against the current? I look right into your eyes, wondering where our paths divide. You always crack a little smile, satisfied when you're on time. Too afraid I can find the right words to make that weathered hot style. Ooh, got your trouble, baby, underneath my skin.
Hello and welcome to Man Law. I'm your host, Judge Man. The first case up on the docket today comes from Walter from Taylor. Judge Man, I'm almost 50 years old. Now, I have never been with a woman smaller than me. They have always been taller and or heavier. Should I hire a prostitute so I can pick out one I like? Well, Walter, there is much to be said for big girls. That being said, there is much to be said about petite girls too. It sounds like you have had your share of biggins, and you need to see how the other half live. I'm not gonna tell you to go get a super hot petite hooker, even though that would ensure a petite hottie. So to be clear, I'm not gonna tell you to get a hooker, but at this point, I don't think I need to. In fact, I bet you got that hooker the same day you sent this email. You can still try the old-fashioned way and just be more selective. But like I said, you won't hear me tell you to go get that hooker. And now today's list of things real men should never do. Number 1, real men don't wear Speedos. Really, dude, a banana hammock? It looks like you're trying to smuggle a squirrel in your panties. Number 2, real men don't use a urinal next to another man. If there are 6 urinals, that means only 3 dudes can pee at the same time. Number 3, real men never pay the sticker price for a car. It's your duty as a man to get that salesman to lower the price as much as humanly possible. Number 4, real men won't beg for forgiveness. If we owe you an apology, we will offer it sincerely, once. If you won't accept it, then screw you. And number 5, real men don't wear fitness bracelets. Nobody cares how many steps you took today. Besides, I'm sure most of the counted steps was really from you jerking it in front of the mirror with your new fitness bracelet. That has been this week's Man Law. I'm Judge Man, and I have ruled.
What a dork.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. More people have died from the coronavirus in the U.S. than in any other country. More than 22,000 people. And we're not at the peak of the pandemic yet, say the experts, though there are some positive signs. In hard-hit New York, the governor says the data shows the virus's spread is slowing.
He says we're flattening the curve with hospitalizations going down.
We deserve some good news, Lord knows.
Still, Cuomo says he's mulling over reopening.
How do you reopen, but how do you do it in a way that is smart from a public health point of view? The last thing we want to see is an uptick.
But he is ordering businesses to supply essential workers with face masks right away and looking into what nurses say is a shortage of masks and other PPE. Julie Walker, New York.
Meanwhile, Americans struggled to celebrate Easter Sunday.
Remember Jesus.
In some locations, pastors held drive-in services.
Our safety team, they were spread out through the parking lot.
Matt McGarity is the pastor at Relevant Church in Clover, South Carolina.
To park every other space and stagger those front and back so that nobody was next to each other.
Churches have really upped their game. They haven't shrunk back in this.
Kelly Hills says she felt like she would any Easter morning.
Joyful, expectant, hopeful.
President Trump offered this message from the White House.
We're winning the battle. We're winning the war. We'll be back together in churches right next to each other.
I'm Ben Thomas.
Strong storms pounded the Deep South over the weekend, killing at least 6 people in Mississippi. The governor's declared a state of emergency. Hundreds of thousands of people have no power across 10 states. The storms are moving across the southeast and into the mid-Atlantic. Tornadoes, wind, and possible hail. This is AP News.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
And now your weekly sports update with The Prospect.
Have you guys gone nuts yet? No? Good, because it's time for the weekly sports update with The Prospect on Alien X Radio. Sports fans, you can rest a little easier in this crazy world. The same athletes that are cooped up in their homes like us are bringing you a glimmer of hope in the form of some innovative ways to play some games you know and love. The NBA will televise a horse event starting Sunday that will include NBA and WNBA stars as well as some alums. The game will obviously be played in the players' home locations instead of a stadium to comply with social distancing and quarantine laws currently placed, but they will still be competing with each other. Dunking is not allowed as expected, and players will have to completely call their shots, including if it'll be a bank shot or a swish. This isn't the only basketball-related thing that's whetting our appetites. There's also an NBA 2K20 tournament going on with other players. Like NASCAR doing their virtual race circuit, the NBA is broadcasting their version with a players-only bracket, including Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Anthony Davis. The idea of the tournament is getting such positive feedback that the idea could continue into the future should the league return to our television sets. Props to the NBA for breaking barriers to give us some hope. But the NBA isn't the only league giving us hope. The shortened NHL wants to at least give us something we look forward to, our team hoisting the Stanley Cup. As reported on ESPN Friday, there's a long list of cities pitching the idea of hosting neutral site playoff games. Some of the prospected sites are Grand Forks, North Dakota, Manchester, New Hampshire, and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. There's no word if they're going to finish the regular season or forego it altogether and start the playoffs. But one thing is for sure, the NHL is seriously trying. Well, tune in next week for more sports. For Alien X Radio, I am the Prospect, saying until next time, Prospect out.
With the weather quickly changing, it might be a good time to have your furnace or air conditioner checked out by a professional.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Hi, everybody. Are you tired of feeling sluggish all the time? Frequent bathroom breaks cutting into your workday? Can't sleep at night? Try Colovax. Colovax is a new technology that takes the power of a shop vac and uses it to thoroughly clean out your insides.
With its patented technology, Colovax cuts your bathroom visits down to once a month.
My name is Russ Russellford, and I use the Colovax once every 2 weeks to keep me limber. Now I can play catch with my son all day and never get tired or have to poop. Colovax really sucks ass. In a good way.
Colovax has not been clinically tested, so when considering Colovax, the following side effects may include goosebumps, whooping cough, crying spell, intense spouts of rage, severe depression, arousal, heart explosion, ejaculation, silent fart, anal fissures, and loss of hair and teeth.
If you use Colovax, please contact a physician if you experience any goosebumps, whooping cough, crying spells, intense spouts of rage, depression, arousal, heart explosion, ejaculation, silent farts, anal fissures, loss of hair and teeth.
You have been beamed aboard the mothership.
Everybody crazy?
Stretching out your vagina hole. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919.
Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
And now it's time to answer just a few questions.
Hello, hello, hello. It is now time to answer just a few questions. Gonna make you feel a little uncomfortable. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I struggled this week.
Did you?
To come up with an idea. Because I have put you in so many situations, in so many planes of existence, and in so many places on Earth, and in space.
It's true.
I've put you all over the place.
Oh.
And we did all kinds of crazy things. So I was like, well, what do I usually avoid? Let's go to, like in The Last Dragon. To seek safety, one must go to the heart of danger. So I figured, okay, what topic am I the least comfortable with? So I put myself in an uncomfortable position this week. And that's sports.
That's what?
Sports.
Sports.
I'm very uncomfortable with sports because I don't like sports.
Okay.
So I remembered how I used to make fun of sports all the time, and I figured I can ask a bunch of questions sarcastically and make fun of them at the same time. So, that being said...
Question number 1.
Question number 1! Question number 1 is... So out of the blue, you have decided to change careers and will now try your hand as a professional athlete. You take a look at all of the pros and cons of each sport before choosing one. Here's a list so far. What is missing from each list? Hockey. Ice is cold. Hockey players get lots of tail. You have to ice skate. You heard chicks like ice skaters. Hockey scores are low, so there's no pressure to score multiple times per game. Or A, you don't have a cool Canadian hockey player last name to go from shoulder to shoulder across the back of your jersey. B, you just don't care enough about hockey to watch it, let alone play it. Or C, you have to participate in brawling, and you would prefer to keep all of your teeth in your mouth.
Definitely C.
C. Good.
Definitely
That's
C.
a good answer. We like our teeth in our mouth.
Yes.
Because they work the best for eating.
Yes.
That way. And
Exactly.
same things with the TH sound in it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's no.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
so football.
Foosball for the devil.
Guys will slap you on the ass, but also so will easy women. Your legs could be junk after you retire, but also you will have made connections with all the right doctors to supply you with all the drugs that you need to forget about your knees and feel like they're being crushed, or forget about your knees that feel like they're being crushed in a vice. Provided that you have gotten your... Jeez, oh, Pete. Provided that you hadn't gotten brain damage yet, you could transition into sportscaster as long as you can still speak clearly, unlike me, and make sense. Or, shoulder pads are unflattering and you can't throw a spiral to save your ass. B, you don't like needles and they are in every NFL player's future. Or C, you have to get arrested for drug possession while driving a sports car. It's in every standard NFL contract.
I'm going to definitely go with B.
B.
I don't like needles.
No. And pretty much when you sign up,
you're going to
at some point, you're going to have to take some needles in the kneecaps.
Yep. Cortisone shots.
Oh, yeah, screw that. And in your back or wherever else.
Yeah.
You know?
Elbow, wrist, shoulder.
Bonus question.
Oh, there's a bonus question.
What would be the worst part about you playing basketball? A, you can't jump. B, you don't want to wear shorts in public. C, you can't fake falling down. Or D, you can't see yourself with 14 kids by 8 different mothers.
D.
Very nice, very nice.
However, I can't jump either.
Right.
But
there might be a combination of answers.
It could be a combination.
Check all that apply.
E other, both A and E, both A and D.
And now,
question number 2.
Question number 2. So, now with all those pros and cons, you have narrowed it down to baseball player or MMA fighter. You will now make your final decision and start your new career as professional athlete. Let's think about a few things for just a minute. It's a big decision. As a baseball player, you get 4 balls, and you get to walk to first base. If you had 4 of the type of balls you need to be an MMA fighter, walking might not be that easy. What size and type of metal balls would those be?
What size would they be?
What size and type of metal balls do you need to be an MMA fighter?
They'd have to be huge balls made of brass.
Close enough. Big brass balls. Absolutely. You have to have big brass balls to be an MMA fighter.
Big brass balls.
That's right. As an MMA fighter, the likelihood of taking a couple balls in the face is actually greater than in baseball. They just won't hurt as much as in baseball. When baseball hits you right in the eye socket, that might hurt a little more. Outside of sports, what is it called if you intentionally put your balls on someone's eyes?
A teabag.
Teabagging, yes. All right, very good answer. Ding, 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 ding. All right. The way your energy is distributed is completely different in these two sports. In baseball, you have long blocks of resting time with short and fast jumps in the physical action, but the game could last a long time, sometimes going into extra innings. In MMA, you only get short breaks and are mostly running at full steam the entire time. While filled with intense action, it could end unexpectedly with an upset at any time. If I asked all of your past sex partners to choose for you based on this criteria alone, what sport do you think you would be in? Oh!
I'm going to say an MMA fighter.
You're going to be an MMA fighter. So, yeah, you never know, man. It could just end at any moment with an upset. But at the same time, though, it's constant
all right.
action. Okay, I see
what
what
it
you're saying.
is.
All right. Bonus question. What do you think would be more devastating? A 95-mile-an-hour fastball to the face or a spinning hook kick to the face?
Ooh.
I have 2 answers you could choose.
I am going to say spinning heel kick.
All right, one answer you could have chosen was they're about the same. They could both cave in your cheekbone pretty safely.
Yeah.
The other answer is ask Felipe Lira. Wham! He took a shot straight back, right into the face, broke his jaw, and spun him around and put him to sleep right there on the mound.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, that was messed up. Pretty sure it was Felipe Lira. Watch me have the name wrong. Anyway.
Question number 3.
Question number 3 is, so, golf it is. You have weighed out your options and figured that aside from the casual walking, the physical aspect of it is pretty mild. You get to enjoy the nice weather. There is no need to wear shoulder pads or a cup. You could train on your own as it is not a team sport. Unlike baseball, in golf, the ball will stand still and wait for you to hit it. Like in kids' t-ball. And unlike in the MMA, you are supposed to hit the balls. This all being said, you want to be remembered as that guy, so you want to be the very first extreme golfer. Mixing the game of golf with the entertainment value of professional wrestling, let's design your extreme golfer persona. In baseball, the batters have intro music. This is also true in the MMA. This is something that you want to take to the world of golf as well. So what will be your theme song, your intro? AC/DC's Big Balls, 9 Inch Nails' Head Like a Hole, or Other? And go.
I'm going to go with Other. And I'm going to do Creeping Chaos, Beg for Mercy.
Beg for Mercy. All right, so that's rocking while you come out onto the green.
Yes.
All right. Now, how will you enter How will you make your appearance at the start of the game? A, fully clothed but stripped down to a G-string by the time you reach the tee. B, you parachute in from a helicopter onto the green dressed like Shazam. Or C, other. An answer.
I'm going to go with C, other. I'm going to have a custom golf cart with a stripper pole on the back.
With a stripper pole on the back.
Radio going, and a keg in the passenger seat.
Nice. All right.
That's how I'm going to roll.
All right. Now, what will your signature move be? What will you be known for that no one else has done? You will be the first athlete to be sponsored by Igor's Lube and toss out sample-sized bottles out to the spectators as you walk out into the green. B, instead of using a golf cart, you will be carried from hole to hole by a guy dressed as Sasquatch. Or C, other.
Oh, I'm going with A.
A, definitely.
Absolutely A.
Definitely A.
Yes,
always
flavors.
bet on Igor's Lube.
Always bet on Igor's Lube.
It's always the way to go. And your bonus question. When doing interviews, what voice will you use? A, your normal voice. B, that of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Or C, use a sampling machine filled with all possible answers to all possible questions in the voice of Morgan Freeman just because.
Oh, yes. C.
C,
Absolutely.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Always bet on Igor's Lube and Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
Yep. All right. You know what time it is now, right?
Lightning round.
It is now time for Lightning Strikes. There is no right or wrong, just whether or not you agree with me. Here's the lightning round. Big balls or tiny balls?
Big balls.
I would have accepted either answer because we don't judge. Now, if that guy earlier had big balls, they might not have gotten into the little hole on his IKEA chair, and he might not be singing soprano. Hearts or clubs?
Clubs.
Very good. See, you remember what we've been doing here. Pitching or catching?
Pitching.
Oh, yeah.
You threw me a curveball.
Oh, punt intended.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
White men can't jump. Woody Harrelson or Woody Allen?
Woody Harrelson.
Because if it would have been Woody Harrelson,
you can't hear Jimmy.
I would have been like I just I feel it very much anxiety when I try to do the jump shot. So that was what it'd be like. It would be like Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Or something like that. It's a really bad impersonation, but
Yes. You can't hear Jimmy.
A grand slam. Is that football, lacrosse, or Denny's?
Denny's.
Yes. Get that grand slam breakfast, baby. And that fake sausage and the runny eggs. Okay, never mind. Let's go somewhere else.
Big boy.
And finally, your backup sport. Synchronized underwater tennis or jousting?
Jousting.
Very good, because jousting is an actual thing.
Underwater synchronized tennis.
Yes.
What the?
Exactly. That's why we're getting into jousting. So there you go. Jousting. That's your new sport.
Joust. I like it.
And that has been Just a Few Questions.
Now that I've lowered the standards of the show.
There were standards?
Are you kidding? You couldn't possibly lower the standards of this show.
I'm pretty familiar with the mothership, and I know every nut and bolt around here. I haven't found one standard yet.
You know every nut, huh?
Yeah, every one.
Every nut, every penis, every vagina.
Being an alien, how many do you have?
Well, I got to have a couple extra ones. E.T.
Is it kind of like the girl in Total Recall where she had 3 boobs? You have the extra nut?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, as an alien, he does kidnap and inspect those things regularly. So
he doesn't
but there's
probe,
no
though.
probing.
No probing.
There's no probing allowed in the mothership.
Okay.
We do that outside.
You have to go outside.
Spacewalk. Hell no.
No.
He's got the big robotic arm. Oh, I taste metal.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
You will feel a little pressure. Yeah, on the roof of my mouth. Just saying, back it out a little.
That's what she said.
We were wrong. You could lower the standards of the show. He just did it.
That's right. Take that.
Legal just sent us a message to tone it down.
We have legal?
He is legal. He is legal. What are you talking about?
Legal is the alien.
Yes, yes. Just a Few Questions is a fantastic segment that you can find on the show Inside the Mothership. Inside the Mothership is a 2-hour podcast. Let's try that again. It's a 2-hour I just did it again. Is it a program or is it a broadcast? Pick one. All right. It's a 2-hour showgram. It's a 2-hour showgram that happens every Sunday starting at 12 noon Eastern on the station you're listening to right now. Okay? That would be Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. Those are our live stations. So, 12 noon Eastern, you can tune into any one of those fantastic stations, and you can be hit with Inside the Mothership. And we do that, just a few questions during that show. And then, of course, I bring it to you the following day on Mondays for Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. But, obviously, with this whole quarantine thing, we haven't been doing a whole lot of these Just a Few Questions. I can't really get my co-host over here. We're not allowed to travel and go outside and do stuff. We're all trapped indoors. You know what I'm saying? And I know this because the bandwidth is depleted. Everybody's watching cat videos and videos like what you're watching right now on YouTube and on Facebook. You're listening to broadcasts like mine. I'm using up bandwidth. Everybody's using up bandwidth. You watched everything that there is to watch on Netflix, including that stupid Tiger King thing. And now what are you doing? You're watching me. Man, you've hit rock bottom, folks. You have hit rock bottom. We got a whole another hour left of this. More music for your Vajir holes, more news, and more Just a Few Questions, more man law, more bad movie flashbacks. All that on the other side of this. So go nowhere. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Joe Biden has a plan to restart the economy. The presumptive Democratic nominee wrote a piece in the New York Times that if he were president, he'd meet with private sector leaders, industry by industry, to discuss how to operate more safely. He was also critical of the Trump administration, calling the delay in testing the original sin that was catastrophic. Biden wrote we'd need widespread, easily available, prompt testing. And he also wrote he would focus like a laser on racial disparities when it comes to corona cases.
A new analysis shows blacks and Hispanics in many states are more susceptible to coronavirus. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan on ABC's This Week said the data helps deploy resources.
It's really where all of our testing is being done. It's where all of our health care being ramped up, where we're adding 6,000 hospital beds.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said on CBS Face the Nation, there also has to be great care taken in determining when to reopen the nation.
I'm all for an economic recovery, but it's got to be on the back of a full health care recovery.
He says doing so too soon could mean more spikes in diagnoses and death. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A star on Broadway is among the many in New York City battling for their lives.
Nick Cordero is known for his
roles in Waitress and A Bronx Tale, but now his wife says he's in very critical condition and is in intensive care. On Instagram, Cordero's wife, Amanda Klutz, says he is battling the coronavirus, testing positive on his third test. She says he had an infection in his lung that caused his fever to spike way above normal, and his blood pressure dropped. She says he needed to be resuscitated at one point. The 41-year-old actor had been fighting off several ailments in recent weeks and was originally diagnosed with pneumonia. Rob Dawson, Fox News.
Tonight, a Broadway tribute to Disney will be streamed on Facebook and YouTube to raise money for a Corona Emergency Assistance Fund. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
It's starting to get warm outside. Pretty soon my balls are going to stick to my leg. I got to get me some Freedom.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cooling. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Donna, is that a bottle of Igor's lube?
I wish you would just ring up my stuff without all the questions.
I heard there are millions of uses for that stuff.
I only have one.
Have you ever tried playing a naked game of Twister all covered in this stuff?
Can't say that I have.
This stuff will really help to get you out of a tight spot. Or into one, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Are you almost finished?
Just waiting for the bag boy. Igor? And don't forget that my lube comes in 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 1 pint, and 1 gallon sizes. So you can feel free to try out that naked twister thing. Uh-huh. Now see, I told you.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
The views and opinions expressed in the following show do not necessarily represent those of this station or its sponsors.
Give me some static! You got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership
For the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
When's the last time you had a good time? Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos, directly into your vagina holes.
Do you understand that you must wash your hands and keep your social distance from one another? We have all been told that we must stay at home and venture outside only when it's essential. But if I run out of TP, what if someone coughs on me? It's all been such a fuss dealing with this virus. Corona sounds like fear, so let's say kung flu. Coronavirus! I went to see the doc to test just what I got. He said I have no fever, turning me down. So I went to see the nurse. She said things could be worse. I took a look around. I had to say I doubt it. And when will people go insane? Running out of things to blame. With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like fear, so let's say kung flu. Grasping for control, so you better stay home.
Coronavirus!
Aha! What if I run out of TP? What if someone coughs on me? With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu. Coronavirus! Aha! Coronavirus! Aha! Coronavirus! All right, everybody. It's hour number 3 of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. I am your host, Alien Stone, and we have already wiped away 2 hours. That's right, 2 hours gone. You'll never get it back. That's right, don't ask for it. It's gone. Could have spent that time doing what? Darning your socks? Watching the Tiger King episode 5 again? Or perhaps watching old reruns of old television shows. You know, I guess if I was really trapped, I mean, I'm not really trapped. I'm essential. I have to go to work and stuff still. I'm essential, so I'm not trapped. But I guess if I was, I probably would have seen like every episode of Ultraman, Johnny Sacco, all that stuff. I would have seen all of them. I definitely would have watched Greatest American Hero. As far as movies go, I definitely would have watched The Last Dragon and The Last Starfighter. And, of course, goes without saying, Shaun of the Dead. All that. But anyway, we are broadcasting to you live from the other side of Planet Chaos, directly into your Vajir holes. On Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. I am Alien Stone, and we've got music for your Vajir holes. We've got news, and we've got some more skits like Man Law and just a few questions. All on the way, helping you stay a little bit entertained while you are quarantined. Earlier, we played a song called Rusty Boilers by a band called Rusty Boilers, and they were in the chat room, and we were talking back and forth, and they have informed me that they've got some new music. So they just sent over one of their brand new tracks, so premiering here on Alien X Radio. I'm sure as well premiering on Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET-FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio all at the same time. I give you the brand new music by Rusty Boilers. This tune is called Gunman, and it's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Like the storm is forming again with you. No news in your eyes. I'm still looking, but time doesn't lie. You're running away to your Egyptian cotton sheets. Your hair is beautiful. The way it falls on your pillow. Running away, you're frosting the light. It bothers you. No one feels that night. gunman shot you, but I got hurt. Clearly it's not a tattoo on your hand, it's a glove. You burned his name to prove your skeptical love. Your hair is beautiful. You're frosting the lights, messing around with fragments of truth. You're close to the sun. It's not a tattoo, it's a gun. Pastel angels around me again. You did an end run, an end run, an end run, an end run. Clearly it's not a tattoo on your hand, it's a glove. You burned his name to prove your skeptical love. Your hair is beautiful. Pastel angels around me again. You did an end run, an end run, an end run, an end run. Clearly it's not a tattoo on your hand, it's a glove. You burned his name to prove your skeptical love. Your hair is beautiful. Your hair is beautiful. Your hair is beautiful.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
In a night, did it all turn to dust? Was our love only ever really lust? Do you think I could ever be enough? Or is this obstacle just too tough? 'Cause I don't wanna lose it all. I don't wanna break from the fall. I don't think that I could survive if you don't catch me this time. Are you already gone?
this week's Bad Movie Flashback.
No. Please. No.
Beneath the city of New York are living catacombs, an endless maze of subterranean tunnels, unfit for anything human. Unauthorized for anything experimental.
Hold it! There's something moving up ahead in the tunnel.
And unlikely to bring anyone down there. So, they're coming up. Chud. Chud, check your basement and your bathroom. Keep off the street and try to hide. But remember, the dark is their place. The night is their time. And tomorrow, the only things living in the city of New York will be Chud. Chud. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Chud. They're not staying down there anymore.
Got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your Vajir holes. You have been beamed aboard and are now inside the mothership for the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Can you feel it?
All righty, welcome back, everybody. We are fast approaching our home stretch. We're not there yet. Almost. That's right. We'll have another news update for you. You know, got to make sure that you're fully on top of what's going on in the world, you know.
Coronavirus!
Got to get the latest numbers.
Aha!
I do want to send a big shout out, really, to Rusty Boilers out there who repeatedly, by the way, since I have been playing their music, they always jump into the chat room whenever I'm playing their music. They're always right there. So if you ever have questions or anything for the band, whenever you hear me playing Rusty Boilers, chances are if you go to the Facebook page, somebody's going to be representing the band. They make sure they show up where they're being represented so they can represent themselves and answer questions or whatever. So this time, they managed to give me a brand spanking new song, send it to me while I was on the air, and I premiered it for you right there. That was awesome. Followed by Julie Haven. Oh, my God. Julie Haven, she showed up on the radar this past year during the 36 Hours of Alien Xmas. She's a Detroit artist who was, at the time, in Florida because she's a smart Detroit artist where she doesn't stay in Michigan when the cold weather hits. Well, that might be screwing her up right now. She might not be able to come back to Detroit if she's stuck in Florida, because that's where she stays, in Florida, when it's cold here. Now, well, because we're all shut down.
Coronavirus!
Aha!
So we might, she might be stuck there. So now she's a Florida artist. What the Florida? No. She'll get back here someday, I'm sure. We'll open it all back up. But anyway, she's a fantastic artist. You heard her there with that song, Dust was the name of the tune. She's got a lot of fantastic songs, so definitely check her out. She's got a good Facebook page. Julie Haven is her name. Always getting great music submitted to the station. We're going to throw some of that into your Vajir hole right now by a band called Killset. They came to us a long time ago with a great song called Tide was the name of the song. And then they recently contacted the station again and said, hey, here's a new song called Closure. So it's for your Vajir holes on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
Hello and welcome to Man Law. I'm your host, Judge Man. I know you've been sworn in. I've read your complaints and your emails. The first case up on the docket today is Chester from Chicago. Chester writes, Judge Man, I'm a married man and we need to buy a second car so my wife can get around while I'm at work. My problem is this. She wants a pink car that she saw on Craigslist. Now, how can I convince her that this car is a bad car without letting her know I just don't want a pink car in my driveway? Well, Chester, I've got two answers for you. Number 1, if your wife knows nothing about cars, tell her that pink paint oxidizes and rusts right through in 1 year. And a new paint job is about $10,000. She'll buy it. Answer number 2. If your wife knows all about cars, well then, Chester, you're just screwed. And now this week's list of things real men should never do. Number 1, real men never carry tiny shopping bags. Put it in your pocket, dude. Number 2, real men never wear pinky rings. Sorry, every guy ever in the mob, you're gay. Number 3, real men never sing along with Barry Manilow. Ever. Number 4, real men never share their drink with anybody. And number 5, real men never use Pinterest. If your wife says she saw it on Pinterest, you should never be able to say, so did I. This has been Man Law. I have ruled.
Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Less commercials, definitely.
Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. It's the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Awesome.
All right, everybody, welcome back to The Attack, and we are just about up against another break here, and then when we come back, it's the home stretch. Just got a little bit of kind of upsetting news, actually. Here I was just talking about Julie Haven, a Detroit artist who goes to Florida for the winter because she's smart like that to get away from the cold weather. And then I said, oh, maybe the coronavirus thing will, the coronavirus will keep her from being able to come back home. And she jumped into the chat room listening to the show and confirmed with me that as it looks right now, she might not be able to return home. And this is very, that's upsetting. That's upsetting. Here we are in Michigan. We're told that we can't travel. We were told originally that if you had 2 homes in Michigan, you could travel between those 2 homes. Now they've upgraded that and you're no longer allowed to travel between 2 homes. So if you're not allowed to travel between 2 homes in the same state, I'm sure they're not going to let her travel from one home in Florida back to her home in Detroit. That is upsetting for me to hear, and I'm quite sure that it's very troubling for her as well. There's so much going on that people don't fully understand. They don't fully get the gravity of the situation as it applies to everybody. There are literally people right now staying in hotels because there was construction being done on their houses. Then this happened. The construction crews are not allowed to show up and work. Their houses are uninhabitable. So now you've got people that are trapped in hotels paying these outrageous rates to stay in hotels that were only supposed to be there for maybe a few days or a week. And now they're going to have to stay there for a couple of months. Some serious situations like that, And then, here's the real horror. Here's the real absolute horror that could make just, dudes to sit up in the middle of the night sweating just the thought of it. Imagine your in-laws came to visit, and now they're stuck at your house. Oh, my God, please. I'd rather...
Coronavirus!
Get the coronavirus. Anyway, taking a short break, pause the action for station identification, a little news update for you, and we'll be back with the home stretch in the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. Go nowhere.
And now your weekly news update from NPR.
Broadcasting directly into your brain.
I've always listened to it.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to address his nation tomorrow. India has imposed the largest lockdown in the world on its entire population to deal with the pandemic. The current lockdown is set to expire tomorrow. Modi has met with the equivalent of India's state governors. Following that weekend meeting, he released a statement saying there seems to be a consensus to extend the restrictions for another 2 weeks. The Taliban say they will free 20 men who work for the Afghan government. It's the first released by the insurgents, and it's part of the first stages of a peace process between Afghans, as NPR's Dia Hadid reports from Islamabad.
Taliban spokesman Sohail Shaheen said on Twitter that the group would release the men to the custody of the International Committee of the Red Cross in the southern city of Kandahar. The announcement comes after the Afghan government released 300 Taliban prisoners in 3 batches. The prisoner swaps are part of a US Taliban deal that's upheld by the Afghan government. It will see foreign forces withdraw from Afghanistan and the start of negotiations between the Taliban and the Afghan government. Those negotiations are meant to find a way to include the Taliban in the political future of the country and end Afghanistan's 4 decades of war. Dia Hadid, NPR News, Islamabad.
The American Red Cross is urging healthy Americans to donate blood to deal with the shortage. The pandemic has caused the organization to cancel most of its community blood drives, but the need for blood remains. The American Red Cross is urging people who are interested in becoming blood donors to contact their local chapters and make an appointment. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News.
You know, it's about to start getting pretty hot outside. I think it's time I have a professional check out my air conditioning unit.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
They specialize in light commercial and residential service and installation. They even do hot water tanks.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Just check out this deal.
Complete installation of the iWave R air purifier for only $600. It kills mold, bacteria, and viruses while reducing odors and allergens.
Contact Eric at 313-920-2325. Again, that's Eric at 313-920-2325. Or get a hold of Dave at 248-345-8196. Again, that's Dave at 248-345-8196. Look for him on Facebook at Freedom Heat Cool. Call today for a free estimate.
Freedom Heating and Cooling.
Me and my lady want to get busy tonight. What do you recommend?
Igor's Lube.
I got my fist stuck in a gravy boat. Any ideas on how I can get it out?
Igor's Lube.
The hinges on my cabinet doors are squeaky. What should I use?
Igor's Lube.
I got dry, flaky elbows.
Igor's Lube.
Okay, but what if I'm being held hostage by a supervillain in an underground lair with a ticking time bomb and only seconds left until detonation? What would save me then, huh?
Igor's Lube.
That's right. Everything is smoother with Igor's Lube.
Igor's Lube. Get some today and get some tomorrow.
Oh, listen to his voice. I hope he grows up to be another singer like Frank Sinatra.
I hope he's going to be another Albert Einstein.
Gee.
Say, why leave important matters like heredity to chance? Well, now you don't have to. If you buy Crapco's amazing in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, determine the sex size and personality of your next child in minutes instead of months. Here's what you get. The Crapco Chromosome Spice of Life Rack, featuring 25 tubes of real designer genes. Yes, it's that slimy goo that makes you you. Pick from brown eyes, blue eyes, boxers, ballerinas, big ears, or big what have you. Never fear, you're the genetic engineer. With the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer from Crapco. Yes, for just $29.99, $95.99, this could be you.
E equals MC squared. How about you?
My boy the singer.
My son the scientist.
That's right, create your own Frank Einstein with the amazing Crapco in-home gene splicer. Buy Crapco. Get one for your dog, too. Remember, at Crapco, we always say, if you buy this, you'll buy anything.
Got something to say? Don't be a bitch. Call into the show at 313-444-8919. Here we go! Or you can jump in the chat room at alienxradio.com. Broadcasting from beyond planet chaos directly into your vagir holes. It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
The house is now on fire.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Attack. It's now the home stretch. That's right. Less than a half an hour left. Man, I'm getting kind of hungry. Taking it right on up to lunchtime here. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this whole
Coronavirus
thing. It's like screwing everybody up. I mean, okay, here's another aspect nobody even thought about. Imagine you're a college student. Or no, let's go back even farther. Imagine you're a high school student, varsity football player, or you're gonna be varsity next year. You're like a superstar player, man. You are surely going to get a scholarship during your senior year that now you're not playing during, and you haven't been able to train for it. You haven't been practicing during, and now maybe you miss out on that, and your family doesn't have the money for to send you to college. So, just something like that you didn't even think about. Not to mention how many people aren't going to see their proms. The seniors aren't going to go to see their proms. Okay, everybody said, well, that's just a stupid dance. Yeah, it's just a stupid dance. But you know what? Everybody does it once. You know what I'm saying? It happens one time. It's a memory that they're not going to have now. Their memory is going to be sitting at home with a mask on, with Zoom on their computer screen, dancing with their date from across the city. You know what I mean? It's rough. So everybody is suffering through all this. Really does suck. So I have just a few questions on the way because we're going to laugh a little bit before we get out of here. But before we do, I'm just going to send a little bit more love off from Detroit, a little Detroit love. I'm going to send over to Florida, where our homegirl, Julie Haven, is stuck. And we don't want to see her cry. So this is one of her tunes on the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space.
Don't stop, turn around. You know what I'm looking for. Don't say, don't stay, then turn around and shut the door. I walk out, I walk in. I don't know where to begin. Don't try to deny. You know what it's all about, and you don't want to see me cry. No, you don't want to see me cry. No, you don't wanna. You play silly games, then turn around and
have been beamed aboard the mothership.
Everybody crazy?
Stretching out your vagina hole. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919.
Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
Just a few questions.
All right, everybody, it is now time for just a few questions. I'm Alien Stone. D, are you ready?
Bring it.
Bring it. It's already been barrotten. That's right. So,
Yeah, right now.
little explanation, everybody, what just a few questions is it is brain drippings from myself.
That's a great freaking way of putting it.
It's brain drippings. Each and every week, I collect the brain drippings. I put it down on this piece of paper here, and I ask just a few questions. They could be offensive. They might not be offensive, but they probably will be. They'll be all over the place, and just a few will lead to a gaggle.
A gaggle.
So anyway.
A gaggle.
Enjoy just a few questions. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
The year is 1809.
Oh, man.
After visiting a neighboring town for supplies, you mysteriously fall ill. You are immediately quarantined for the safety of the town. After an examination, the doctor says that you have a serious disease and must undergo treatment or die. How could a simple trip to the blacksmith land me in such a situation? You are asked to lie down on a table. The doctor lays out the following items in preparation.
Jesus Christ.
A cold, wet towel and some ice.
Okay.
A bottle of Carol syrup and a tongue depressor. A jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Ooh.
A large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
Oh, man.
He then leaves the room.
Igor's Lube, brought to you by Alien X Radio.
Right. He then leaves the room for a moment, and you begin to think about these items and what they could be used for. Match up the items on this list with the body parts you hope they will be used on.
Oh, goodness.
Remember, you got a cold, wet towel and some ice.
Okay.
A bottle of Carol syrup and tongue depressor.
Okay.
A jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Okay.
A large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
Okay.
What are you going to use in your forehead?
Ooh. Probably the cold towel.
There you go.
Cold towel.
Cold towel and some ice. All right.
Some ice.
All right.
Jeez,
So,
I know where this is going to.
what are you going to use on your mouth?
I'm going to use the... What was the second one?
A bottle of Carol syrup and a tongue depressor.
Yes.
All right, so you can use that on your mouth.
Yes.
All right, what are you going to use on your ass? Okay. What are you
See, this is where you get me thrown, dude.
Remember, there is...
I can make my own answer,
You can make your own answer, or you can also choose the wild card answer, which is a pre-written answer that may or may not have anything to do with the question.
I'm going to go with the wild card.
The wild card answer.
I'm hitting the wild card.
Well, the wild card answer, which is only for what are you going to use on your ass?
Right.
Okay.
Only what I'm going to use on my ass. So this could be.
The answer is that's a fun to get trick question.
Okay.
And you can only use that once.
Okay.
Okay. Now, D, what are you going to use on your balls?
Oh,
that left you 2 answers to use on that because you eliminated the having to use the last one.
Right. So, I have
a jar of live leeches and tweezers.
Yep.
Or a large thermometer and a bottle of Igor's lube.
I guess I'm going to have to go with the leeches and tweezers.
The leeches and tweezers.
Yeah.
Leeching on the butt. Ouch.
Okay, so it leaves...
you don't have to deal with the thermometer now.
No?
No, you don't have to because you used the wild card, which took up one of the answers.
All right, cool.
So you got out of that. Yep.
I was trying to think of...
But still, leeches too, though. I don't know.
But I'm thinking thermometer and lube, and it's like...
Woohoo!
No. Yeah.
Yep. Question number 2.
Question number 2.
After you die from treatment by the 1809 doctor...
Nice talking to you.
You find yourself hovering above your body looking down. The doctor is cleaning up and gathering his things. You can see the vacancy in your eyes. You see and hear the nurses talking about you in the hall.
Yes.
And you can see you totally crapped all over the table.
Nice talking to you.
And the nurses are arguing about who is going to have to clean it up. Now that you are a ghost, it's time to have a little fun before drifting into the light. As a ghost, what is the first thing you would do? A, hang out in the nurse's locker room for a while. B, do things to drive the doctor mad, sending him into the loony bin for hallucinations and dementia, where he will eventually be lobotomized. Remember, it's 1809.
Right.
C, float about the earth looking for Demi Moore and a pottery wheel.
Ooh.
Or D, put a sheet over your head. Put a sheet over your dead body's penis because now the nurses are laughing and talking about that. And go.
This one's going to be easy for me because I love Demi Moore.
You love Demi Moore?
I love Demi Moore.
You love some Demi?
I love me some Demi.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. I'm going with that. However, I think messing with people would be a close second.
Yes, for sure. All right, so
it's 1809, so I don't think hanging out in the nurse's locker room is going to really be a locker room. It's going to be an odd house. So,
a lot of bushes in here.
Right, it's a lot of bushes in here.
I can't see for the trees.
There's way too many trees. Way too many trees.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm definitely going with the Demi Moore 4000, Alex.
Nice. All right, so you're gonna make a vase with some Demi.
Yes.
Question number 3.
Question number 3.
Well, your time on this earth is over, and now you begin to think about your life. Your loves and losses, your triumphs and defeats, your family and friends. There are so many things about life, and your life in particular, that you will miss. Things you love to do, things you love to eat, people you love to be with, and places you love being. You slowly drift into the light and find yourself at the gates of heaven, where you are met by St. Peter, who tells you to take a number, hands you a stack of forms to fill out, and tells you to have a seat in the waiting room. While very disappointed in the entire process, you sit down, look at the first page, and it's a short questionnaire containing just a few questions. First one says, in your opinion, on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being strongly disagree, and 10 being I strongly agree, this is you talking.
Okay.
This is you talking. I have generally been a good person in life.
So 10 agreeing, right?
That strongly agreeing, yes.
Oh, 10.
Yeah. 10. Okay, so you strongly agree. Next question. In your opinion, on a scale from 0 to 10, same situation, this is you talking. I have never masturbated in a public restroom.
Oh, 10.
10. You strongly agree with that. Okay.
Yes.
C. If Sally has a gallon of Igor's lube and Johnny only has 1 ounce, what should Johnny do next? Get 127 more ounces, a film crew, and a 2-gallon kiddie pool? Ask that little hoe what she needs a gallon of lube for, or feel very inadequate?
Is this like an ABC thing now?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like a. Okay,
we're going in.
Throw me off.
Yeah.
I'm going with B.
All right. Ask that little hoe what she needs a gallon of lube for.
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer. Can't get one wrong on that.
No.
All right. And D. If a man. This is the final question on your questionnaire to get into heaven.
Okay.
If a man with a 13.5-inch penis boarded a train in Los Angeles, leaving at 6:45 a.m., traveling at 67 miles per hour, and a woman boarded a train in Fort Lauderdale with a 4.5-inch nipple, leaves at 7:30 a.m., traveling at 58 miles per hour. What time and place will their big-ass genitals cross paths? And go.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? That's going to be your answer? Just 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Just 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Because, what were you expecting out of that?
Okay.
From me, honestly.
Remember, you have used the wild card.
I strongly agree.
You have not used your make up and own answer, so I guess we're going to accept 2 o'clock.
Right. I mean, whoa.
It's just made up, right?
Right.
The real answer is whatever time the porno convention starts in whatever city it's being held.
So there's a right answer? There's an actual right answer?
Yes.
All right.
But you got your answer right anyway because you get to make up an answer.
Man,
just a few questions and just a made up answer.
Well, you got me thinking because then I had to start doing math and it just wasn't right. I don't got a calculator or nothing.
It's that new math. Oh. And that has been just a few questions. There's a reason why they turned the book into a movie.
Yeah.
Because the reading takes so long.
Can you see what I'm saying?
You know, the guy can open up the door, walk in, and shoot the guy, and walk out. And you're like, wow, that was an intense scene. Then you get the book, and it goes, he grabbed the doorknob, turned it slowly to the left. You could hear the click from the latch echo down the hallway. Yeah. The old creaky hinges. Just get in there and shoot the guy already. You know what I'm saying? Gosh.
I know. That's why they make movies, to shorten it all up for everybody.
That's right. Let's knot it up, man. Hour and a half. I'm in and I'm out, and we're done.
Resistance is futile, but you can struggle if you like.
It's the attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from outer space.
You got something to say? Say it, bucko. Call into the show live at 313-444-8919. Again, that number is 313-444-8919.
All right, everybody, we are screaming towards the finish line right now, guys. That's right. The big blue ball is really big in the windshield now. So I'm starting to lock in on where I'm beaming you guys back. That's right. You can't spend the night on the mothership. Not allowed. You got to go home. You can't stay here. That's right. You know that too. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Well, you do have to go home. Okay. You have to go home. We're all locked in. What can I tell you? You know what I mean? I've been playing my little tribute to
Coronavirus!
all day, and I think I'm going to do it again before I leave. I told you before that, it's got many names. They've called it all kinds of stuff. The super flu. Of course, the coronavirus, the Rona. All this kind of stuff. And I, of course, decided I was going to call it the Kung Flu. Now, most people have not listened to all 3 hours of this show. So most of you haven't had a chance to hear this yet. So, before I get out of here, I do have to play my version of Kung Flu. Because I'm trapped inside most of the time, too. If I'm not at work, I'm at home. I can't just go out and about, right? So what am I going to do? Except sit here and play with my guitar and make up silly stuff. So I'll be back to say goodbye right after this, everybody. So this is my version of Kung Flu by Alien Stone. Do you understand that you must wash your hands and keep your social distance from one another? We have all been told that we must stay at home and venture outside only when it's essential. But if I run out of TP, what if someone coughs on me? It's all been such a fuss dealing with this virus. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu. so let's say Kung Flu.
Coronavirus.
Grasping for control, so you better stay home. What if I run out of TP? What if someone coughs on me? With masks and rubber gloves, it's all just so messed up. Corona sounds like beer, so let's say Kung Flu.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
All right, folks, we are out of time for this week's edition of the Attack of the Monday Morning Madcast from Outer Space. I do want to thank all of my fantastic affiliates that broadcast the station, or the show live, rather. It's Alien X Radio, Raw Talk Online, UG Media, WCET FM, Lime City Radio, and the Paranormal Junkyard Radio Network. I want to thank all of our fantastic affiliates that play us in syndication and replay around the world. Fantastic stations like 920 WON The Apple in New York City, New York, or 27.7 The Stream in Chicago. Or how about WRFN 1025 in the UK? Many, many fantastic stations. I can't mention them all. 20-so affiliates in all. I do also want to thank our sponsors, Igor's Lube, and, of course, Freedom Heating and Cooling. I want to thank Mad Martin. I want to thank Julie Haven. I want to thank all of the people that joined us in the chat room. I want to thank Rusty Boilers for contributing music as well. Thank you all for being a part of this and being a part of the entertainment and just taking a minute to forget all about
Coronavirus.
joke play and have a good time. So now I beam you all back aboard, and until next time, this is Alien Stone. Peace.